Hi everybody, welcome to Von Cupcake Yoga. I'm your host Gretchen and welcome to our stretch today. Today we're going to use a couple blocks. So anything roughly the shape or size of this will do well for you. You can get blocks pretty easily and readily available at most big box stores, online, Amazon, all that good stuff. But if you don't have any blocks and you don't want to buy any box, you can always use a couple books, nice sturdy heavy books this size or anything roughly that shape or size, and that'll work well for you as well. And today we're going to do a nice yoga flow, get our blood moving and start breathing and just work on feeling better. So let's find a seat in your most comfortable, easiest seat. And if you got any juicy goodness back behind you, move it out of the way. Just find yourself rooted right on those bones, those sitting bones right at the bottom of your hips. Maybe wiggle a little bit from side to side and just acknowledge that they're there. Sit up nice and tall and extend through the crown of your head as if you are being pulled up like a marionette puppet, shoulders back and down. And maybe close your eyes. And maybe look down at a spot in front of you that serves you better. And start to breathe. Take in any noises that may be around you. Notice that they're there and let them float away on a cloud. Any thoughts that pop into your head, just put them on one of those clouds and let them float away. And return your attention to your breath. Inhaling through your nose. Feel your chest rise, feel your belly expand. Exhaling completely. And follow your breath as it comes in through your nose. Imagine that breath filling your body with fresh, new energy. And imagine with every exhale that you're letting go of what came before. Start to deepen your breath. Start to inhale nice and deep and heavy, expanding your rib cage, expanding your belly, filling up with as much air as you can. Exhale completely, let it all go, and maybe tighten up on those tummy muscles, pressing out all that old air. Complete change out, new, fresh, and let go of the old and busted. You don't need that anymore. It doesn't serve you anymore. And start to scan your body, maybe starting at your head. Send your imagination, your mind's eye, and start to bring your attention to your neck and your shoulders. Traveling down your back. Pay attention to all of those little muscles around the ribs. Continuing further down, look at your lower back, all with your imagination, with your mind's eye. Scanning your body, your hips, scanning your legs and your arms, and we're looking for any sources of tension, maybe some tightness if you feel any of that. We're just kind of acknowledging those areas, and we'll breathe love into those areas for you. And as we start to invite movement into our practice today, take a big inhale in, and on your exhale, roll your chin to your chest. Let your head feel nice and heavy. Big breath in, and on your exhale, roll that right ear to the right shoulder. Exhale completely. And maybe extend that left hand down to the mat or even straight out to the side. Move it up and back and start to point your chin in some different directions until you find that nice, perfect custom neck stretch for yourself. And once you find it, take a big breath in. And exhale completely. Let gravity take over. Just release and let go. Take a couple breaths here. On your next exhale, release. Roll that chin back down to your chest. Release that hand back to your knee. Big breath in. Exhale completely. Let that head feel heavy. On your next exhale, roll that left ear to the left shoulder. Breathe into it. Let gravity start to take control. Maybe we can bring that right hand down to the mat, or maybe extend it out to the side. Start pointing your chin in a couple different directions until you find that perfect custom neck stretch. And once you do, breathe into your body. Let gravity do all the work. All you have to do is breathe. On your next exhale, release. Roll that chin back to your chest. And take a couple breaths here, moving with your breath. So take a big breath in. And on your exhale, roll that right ear to the right shoulder. Exhale completely. Take a big breath in. And roll that chin back to center. Exhale completely. Take a big breath in. And roll that left ear to that left shoulder. Exhale completely. Do a couple of these on your own, breathing into the stretch, exhaling to let it sink deeper. Do one more on each side. Exhale completely. Gently draw your head back to center. Sit up nice and tall. Inhale both those arms up. Big breath in here. Exhale, turn those palms out and slowly draw those arms back down. Once again, turn those palms up. Big breath in. Bring those arms up. Exhale, turn those palms out. Draw them down. In today's practice, big breath, bring those arms up. I encourage you to use the Ujjayi breath, which is the ocean breath. Turn those palms out, press down. Ujjayi means open mouth, sigh it out. To breathe in through your nose, raising those arms. Exhale, turn those palms out. Let's do one more. Inhale through the nose, draw those arms up. Exhale, turn those palms out. Inhale both those arms up. This time we'll bring that right hand down to the mat. Left hand goes up and over. Press that left hip down to the mat. Maybe walk those arms out. Maybe you look up here. You really want to anchor that left hip down so that you can focus that stretch right on those areas, those rib bones right there, right in between those little muscles. Inhale and exhale. Draw your body back up to center. Inhale, both your arms up. And then we're going to go to the other side. Bring that left hand down, right hand up and over. Anchor that right hip down. Maybe you look up. Take a couple breaths here. Exhale, draw that body back to center. And let's extend both of our legs. Extend them and then spread them nice and wide as is comfortable for you. Make sure you're sitting right on those sit bones. So if you got any juicy goodness, move it out of the way. You really want to feel that lower half of your spine sitting on the floor. So if you wiggle, you can feel those little hip bones. Those feet, the feet can be pointing up or splayed out if that feels better for you today. Take a big breath here. Extend both those arms up. And on your exhale, hinge forward at the hips. Nice and low, nice and slow. Bringing those hands down. This is just our first one, so be gentle with yourself. But take a big inhale here. Make your back feel a little bit longer. And on your exhale, maybe you can gently walk those fingers out. Let that chest start to feel heavy. Maybe bring that chin down to your chest. Take a couple breaths here, just allowing your body to gently lean forward. Taking a couple breaths. It's okay to let go. It's okay to release. Start to walk those hands back, drawing your body back up to center. Inhale, both those arms up. Pivot towards that left leg so that our whole torso is pointing towards that left leg. Big breath in. Start to hinge forward at the hips, reaching forward until you find your edge, a nice stretch up the back of your leg, and then those hands can come down wherever they may be. Maybe it's around your shin, maybe it's around your foot. It doesn't really matter where it is. It's just as long as you feel a nice stretch down your back of your leg. Take a big breath, make your back feel nice and flat. And on your exhale, maybe we can deepen that fold. Maybe we can release that chin down to your chest. Take a couple breaths here. Now draw that left hand to the inside of your left ankle. And you're going to have your palm facing out. And then take this right hand and extend it back behind you. And then up and over, finding a side body stretch here. Breathe into your body. For every inhale, think the words refresh, renew, recharge. For every exhale, think the words release, release. Gently start to draw your body back up to center. Inhale, both those arms up. Big breath in, hinge forward at the hips. Now maybe we have a little bit of a belly here and we need to press our belly towards the inside. And that might give us a little more mobility in our hips. Extending your arms in front of you, let that chest start to feel heavy. Maybe release that chin to your chest. Breathe here. Gently leaning forward, letting that chest feel heavy. Let gravity take control. Start to walk those hands back. Inhale both those arms up. Big breath in. Pivot towards that right leg. Hinge forward at the hips. Finding your edge, that nice stretch up the back of your leg. Bring those hands where they may be. Breathe here. Make your back feel nice and flat. On your exhale, maybe we can deepen that stretch. Let that chin release down to the chest. Take a couple breaths here. Gently bring that right hand to the inside of your right ankle with the palm facing out. Draw that left hand back behind you, up and over. Find your side body stretch on this side. Maybe it feels good to look up and kind of twist your body out. If that doesn't serve you, you can put your head wherever it needs to be that feels right for your body today. You are worth the time and effort to make this customized just for you. So as we go through our stretches and as we go through our postures, make any adjustments for your own body. Listen to your body. Gently start to release. Draw that body back up. Inhale both those arms up. Hinge forward, fold at the hips. You might find that as we do this and we come back to it, you might be able to find a deeper fold here. You may not, and that's okay too. Just breathe. Start to walk those hands back. Bend into both of those knees. And draw the soles of your feet together to touch. Make some adjustments for your body. Maybe we press our belly towards the inside of our legs, and that allows for greater hip mobility. So move that belly to wherever it needs to be, that beautiful belly that belongs to you. Take a big breath here. Let your shoulders feel nice and tall. And then exhale, fold forward here. Maybe those hands come around your feet. Maybe they stay on your knees or your shins, wherever they need to be. Come into your cobbler's pose. Make your back feel nice and flat. And as we exhale, start to lean forward some more here. Release that chin down to your chest. Start to very slowly and dramatically shake your head no. No, I will not accept other people's opinions about myself. No, I will not say terrible things about myself. I am wonderful and I deserve love. Big breath in, exhale completely. Take a couple breaths here. With every inhale, bring in new, fresh love and energy for yourself. Love your body. With every exhale, let go of what came before. It no longer serves you. Gently start to release your hands. Gently start to draw that body back up to center. Bringing your hands to your knees, sit up nice and tall. Inhale completely and exhale completely. And we're going to move positions here. We're going to go to tabletop. So it's our hands and knees. So just move onto your mat. Coming to our hands and knees. Do yourself a solid. Put your blocks at the top of your mat so that they're there for you. And find yourself in your tabletop posture. Your knees are going to be right underneath your hips and your wrists are going to be right underneath your shoulders. However, if you do have crabby wrists, walk them a handprint forward. Maybe that will help with you, okay? So try that if you need to. Spread those fingers nice and wide. Your thumbs, they should be kind of pointing towards each other. And your fingertips should be kind of pointing towards that short edge of the mat. Make your back feel nice and flat. And turn your gaze down right between your hands, shoulders back and down. Find yourself in a stable tabletop here. Take a big breath in and exhale completely. And then start to press into your hands. Start to tuck your tailbone and bring your chin to your chest and start to round your spine as if you're being pulled up by a claw machine. Cat pose. Big breath in. Start to let that belly sink down. Let those shoulders go back and down. Shine your heart forward. Find a cow pose here. Arching your back. Finding a full flexation of your spine. Inhale completely. Start to tuck that tailbone, round that chin down to your chest. Bring that back up. Inhale and exhale. Sink that belly down. Come to your cow pose, shoulders back and down. And take a few cat-cows here on your own, breathing into one posture and exhaling into another. And take some natural movements with your cat and cow. Maybe next time you find yourself in your cat posture, arch that back nice and tall and maybe sink those hips back just a little bit. It may feel good to gently dip one shoulder and dip the other shoulder. And then come back and sway forward, finding that cow pose, shoulders back and down. It may feel good to gently sway those hips a little from side to side. Exhale, round that back to your cat pose. Maybe sink those hips just a little bit back. Dip one shoulder, dip the other shoulder. Slink it forward, shoulders back and down. Shine that heart forward cow pose. Return to your tabletop. Bring your big toes together to touch. Spread those knees nice and wide as the mat or wider. Sink those hips back. Walk those hands forward. Sink that chest down nice and slow, nice and low. Find yourself in a child's pose here. And any time during your practice, if you just need a little break, come to child's pose. Breathe here. Let that belly sink down towards the mat. Start to press into your hands. Start to draw your body back up to your tabletop, resetting that tabletop. Spread those fingers nice and wide. Tuck those toes underneath of you. Press those fingertips into the mat. Press in your thumbs and your pinkies and your pointers and your middle fingers and your ring fingers, just like you're really gripping that mat, tucking those toes. Big breath in. Press into your hands, press into your feet. Lift those hips. Find yourself in a down dog here. Maybe we gently bend one knee and straighten one knee. And then gently walk your way up to the top of your mat, however you get there. Find yourself in a forward fold here. Maybe a nice wide-legged forward fold. Maybe press our bellies inward so we can have a deeper stretch here. It may feel good to gently sway a little bit from side to side. Hands on your shins. Make a flat back here, shoulders back and down. Inhale completely. Exhale, fold forward. Bend into both of those knees. Extend those arms down in front of you and start to press into your feet. Start to hinge that waist, that torso up. We're coming up into chair. So just like you're going to sit in a chair, bending your knees, bring those biceps up by your ears. Make your back feel nice and flat and straight. Big breath here. Sink nice and low. Look down. Make sure you can see your toes. If you can't, shift and adjust till you can. And then start to press into your feet, straightening your legs, drawing your body up, extending your arms up. Big breath in. Maybe a little bit of a back bend feels good here. And then draw those arms down by your side. Find your mountain pose, your Tadasana. Press those toes into the mat. Extend those fingers down towards the floor. Turn your palms facing forward. Shoulders back and down. Breathe here. Connect to your breath. Inhaling through your nose. Exhaling completely. Step forward or bring that right foot to the middle. Step that left foot back, maybe about halfway down the mat. Pivot that foot, that back foot, so it's kind of about a 45-degree angle. I'm not going to come over with the protractor, so whatever feels about right to you. Make that back leg nice and straight. Bend into that front leg. Put your hands on your hips and point your hips forward so that we have the right alignment here. Big breath in and extend both those arms up. Beautiful. Inhale and exhale. Step it forward to the front of your mat. Find that mountain pose. Big breath in. Raise both those arms up. Maybe it feels good to press your pelvis forward a little here, giving you a little back bend. Exhale, fold forward. A little bend in the knee goes a long way here. Maybe a little sway from side to side. Bring your hands to your shins, flat back, shoulders back and down. Inhale and exhale, fold forward. Extend those hands in front of you, stretching them. Bend into the knees. Start to hinge your body up, coming into chair. Sink down nice and low. Big breath in, back nice and flat. Biceps up by the ears. Pressing those feet. Come on back up. Exhale, bring those hands down to your side. Bring that left foot to center. Step that right foot back. Maybe pivot it off the mat here. Going into warrior one, bring your hands to your hips. Draw those hips forward, pointing forward. Bend into that front knee. Inhale, both those arms up. Warrior one. Inhale and exhale. Step it forward. Find your mountain pose, your Tadasana. Big breath in. Bring both those arms up over your head. Exhale, fold forward. Hands on those shins, flat back, shoulders back and down. Big breath in. Exhale, fold forward. Extend those arms in front of you. Bend into those knees. Hinge those hips forward. Come up into chair. Inhale, completely press into those feet. Draw those hands down to your hips. Bring that right foot center. Step that left foot back. Bending into your front knee. Find your warrior one. Big breath in. Exhale, come back up to the top of your mat. Hands pointed forward. Big breath in. Draw those hands up. Fold forward. Hands on those shins, flat back. Shoulders back and down. Exhale, fold forward. Extend those arms, bend those knees. Come up into chair. Sink nice and low here. Back nice and flat. Come on up into your mountain pose. Big breath in. Bring those hands down by your side. Step forward with that left foot, right foot back. Bring those hands to those hips. Point it forward. Bend that front knee. Extend those arms. Find your warrior one. Big breath in. Exhale, step forward. Fold forward. Hands on those shins. Flat back. Shoulders back and down. Exhale, fold forward. Bend in both those knees. Extend those hands. Draw that body. Come up into your chair. Sink nice and low. Pressing those feet. Come on back up. Big breath in. Step that right foot back. Find that warrior one. Look at that. We didn't even move our hands this time. Exhale, step forward. Fold. Hands on those shins. Flat back. Shoulders back and down. Exhale, fold forward, bend into those knees, extend those arms, draw that body back up into chair, sink nice and low, press in those feet, come on back up, keeping those arms extended, step that left foot back, find your warrior one on this side, bend that knee, there you go, big breath in, step it up, find your mountain pose. Airplane noises make everything better. Nobody will ever convince me otherwise. Take a couple breaths here. Beautiful. Beautiful. Inhale completely and exhale completely. Let those shoulders go back and down. Close your eyes. Draw your attention to your feet. Press your toes into the mat. Maybe lean forward, pressing into the mat with your toes. Shift back, press those heels into the mat. Maybe we lift our toes up off the mat. You can absolutely open your eyes if balance isn't your friend today. Bring all that foot down onto the mat, pressing all those toes, pressing the ball of your foot, pressing the heel of your foot, pressing the blade of your foot. Completely connect. Maybe imagine roots coming out of the bottom of your feet, connecting you to the earth below. And gather up any of that old energy that maybe doesn't serve you and turn it into a little ball of light. And press that little ball of light down your body, down your legs, and send that old energy out those roots, connecting you back to the earth, giving it back. You don't need it anymore. Inhale both those arms up, big breath in, maybe press that pelvis forward. Exhale, hinge forward at the hips, coming to your forward fold. Now grab a block. Put it right in the middle of in the front of your mat, right in the middle. In your forward fold, your feet are next to each other. They might be a few inches apart, and that's okay. Take a couple breaths here with your hand resting on the mat. Let your chest feel heavy. And maybe bend into that left knee. You might feel a nice stretch down that right leg. And maybe keep this right hand on the block and maybe extend that left hand out to the side. Maybe bring that left hand behind your back and shine your shoulder back. Maybe shine your heart towards the ceiling. It may not go there, but in that direction. Big breath in. Exhale, draw your body back to center. Straighten both your legs. Now bend into that right knee. Maybe extend that arm out to the side. Maybe you tuck that right hand back, shining your heart forward. Big breath in, draw it back to center. Take a couple breaths here. Enjoy this inversion. You can move that block out of the way. Bend into both of those knees, nice and deep, nice and low. Plant those hands and step back to your downward dog. Press those hips up and back. It's okay if your heels don't touch the floor. Gently bring those knees down to the mat. Finding yourself in your tabletop once again. Shift your body forward. Find a plank here. Now you can absolutely take a full plank and take your knees off the mat, or you can just hold on to this plank. Start to bend into your elbows, pointing those elbows down and back. Lower that body with as much control as you have. Come on all the way down. Adjust your legs a little bit here. Press in your hands. Just lift your chest. Just your chest. Shoulders back and down. Big breath in. Exhale. Come on back down. Breathe. Press into your hands. Gently lift your chest. Now, if up dog's your thing, you can continue up, finding your version. Maybe it's just baby cobra. Maybe it's up dog. Maybe it's full cobra. Inhale completely. Lower back down. Tuck those toes. Press into the mat with your knees and your hands. Shift your body back up to tabletop. Shift your hips back. Find your child's pose. Breathe here. Come on back up to your tabletop. Take a breath. Excellent. That's what I'm talking about. So let's extend that left foot back. Press those toes down into the mat. Maybe press your heel back and down. Bring that knee back. Let's extend that right foot back. Press those toes down. Maybe rock a little gently. Release. Come back to your tabletop. We're going to do thread the needle. And this is a great one for your shoulders. So we're going to bring the right hand to center. The left hand we're going to extend up towards the ceiling. And then we're going to bring that left hand down underneath the right hand, right in that little triangle of space. Sinking that shoulder down. Make adjustments to your body. Maybe you move your hand up. Maybe you scoot your knees back. Let that shoulder start to sink down. Maybe you look underneath your arm. Maybe that shoulder comes all the way down. Maybe it doesn't. Take a breath here. Press in your hands. Draw that body back up. Return to your tabletop. Bring that left hand to center. Extend that right hand up. And then bring it down in between your arm and your leg. Finding a twist here. Making any natural movements, any adjustments that you might need for your body. Breathe here. Press into your hands. Start to press that body up. And then come to a seat. Grab a hold of one of your blocks. Bring it over to the side of your mat. And then you're going to lay down. And maybe bend your knees. Sway those knees from side to side. It's okay if that hip lifts up. In fact, for some, that may feel better. Breathe in, breathe out. Return to stillness and cross that right ankle over that left knee, and then come back to your rocking, allowing those knees to sway from side to side. And maybe it gets a little lower and closer to the ground. Maybe your knee gets close to the ground. Maybe your foot gets close to the ground. Let yourself get real dramatic here until eventually maybe we can let those legs come all the way to the left-hand side of our mat. And maybe that foot can come down to the mat. Extend your arms out to a T. And maybe turn your gaze over to the right, finding yourself in a twist here. Take a few breaths. And it's totally fine if your shoulder doesn't find its way all the way to the floor. Maybe your right shoulder is up a little bit. That's okay. Just breathe into that shoulder. Give your body the love you deserve. Inhaling new, fresh energy. And exhaling what came before. Start to tighten up on those tummy muscles. Draw those knees back to center. Draw your gaze back to center. And release that foot down, uncrossing. Maybe we shift our legs from side to side a little bit here. And then we just want to cross that left ankle over that right knee and continue our sway from side to side. Get real dramatic with it. Let that knee find its way a little closer to the floor each time until maybe we can come down onto that right-hand side of the mat. Finding a twist here, we can always turn our gaze over to the left, breathing into it. Tighten up on those tummy muscles. Draw those knees back to center. Release that foot down. Draw that gaze back to center. And then kind of line your heels up with your hips. It doesn't have to be exact. No yoga police is going to come get you. But kind of just line them up and bring your hands down by your side. Maybe your palms are facing down here. Take a big breath in. Press into your feet. Lift your hips. Find a bridge pose here. Pressing your shoulders down and back. Push your pelvis towards the ceiling. Maybe point your knees towards that wall ahead of you. Big breath in. On your exhale, gently roll that spine down one vertebrae at a time until you find your way all the way back down. Beautiful. Let's do this one more time. Press into those feet. Lift those hips. Come up into your bridge pose, tightening those buttocks, pressing your pelvis towards the ceiling. Big breath in. Roll that spine down one vertebrae at a time. Reach over and grab a hold of that block. And we're going to go up into that bridge pose just once more, but only enough to slide that block underneath your pelvis, right underneath your hip bones, right underneath your sacrum. So press into your feet, lift your hips, slide that block or that book, and enjoy this just for a couple breaths. And if you need to move and adjust that block until it feels like you are supported, you can totally do that. Nobody's watching you. It's just us. Big breath in and draw those knees towards that chest. Maybe a very slight rocking from side to side. Of course, we don't want to fall off our block, but maybe a little bit of a rocking feels good. And then maybe we can extend our feet towards the ceiling, flexing those feet, pressing those heels towards the ceiling. Maybe we can reach forward with our hands, roll out our wrists and roll out our ankles. And then if it feels good to let your feet hang out up there, you can bring your arms down to a T at your side. Maybe your palms are facing up. And let those legs lean towards your head. Of course, they probably won't go over your head, but that's just the direction they're leaning. Focus on your breath. Inhaling completely through the nose and exhaling completely. This version of legs up the wall is great for blood pressure. It's great to help with anxiety. Bend into those knees. Bring those feet back down to the mat. Take a couple breaths here. It may also feel really good to extend those legs with that block underneath. That might feel awesome. And if it doesn't, just bend your knees, and that's okay too. Breathe into your body. Start to bend into those knees if you chose to straighten them. Plant those feet down, lift those hips, just reach down and grab a hold of that block and move it out of the way. Let that body gently come down. And extend those feet towards the mat. Bring those arms down by your side. If you feel like you have a lot of anxiety and you need to let some of that go, maybe turn your palms facing down. And use that visual of the ball of light that you create from scooping up all that old energy. And dispense that energy through the palm of your hands into the earth below. Even if it's just your floor, just imagine it's continuing down until you finally hit dirt. Maybe you feel like you need a little extra energy, like you're needing to receive some energy. And if that is the case for you, turn your palms facing up. And imagine loving, positive energy coming in through your palms, and feeding up your arms into your heart, into your mind. And just breathe. Start to return to your breath. Maybe take a big breath in through your nose. Maybe lick your lips and swallow. Maybe flare your nostrils or wiggle your eyebrows. Start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Maybe start to bend your knees. Maybe sway those knees just a little bit from side to side. Maybe you come down to your favorite side, finding your way into a fetal posture. Take a couple breaths here. You are loved. You are held in very high regard. You deserve everything that you desire in life. Start to press yourself up. Nice and slow, nice and easy. And find your way to your most comfortable, easy seat. Once again, sit up nice and tall, shoulders back and down. And draw our palms together to touch right at our heart center. And as we bring honor to the beautiful culture that gave us yoga, the light in me sees and honors the light in you. Thank you for sharing your practice with me today. Namaste. Thank you guys for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed today's stretch. I hope it makes you feel better and that you feel all loosey-goosey right now. If you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up and maybe let me know in the comments below if there's something you'd like to see in one of these yoga practices that I'm creating for you, and I'll do my best to provide. And then I also want to thank A Little Twisted Yoga Studio for allowing me to film in this beautiful location. And then make sure you're subscribed to my channel. Please share with your friends if you know anybody who would like to have some yoga and maybe doesn't know where to start. Tell them to come find Auntie Gretchen. She'll take care of you. But until then, you take care of you. You have a great one. Bye-bye.